Kia ora and welcome along to the Met Service Severe Weather Update for today, Tuesday the 21st of March. A fairly active spell of weather overnight last night. You can see from these charts here, these red crosses are showing the lightning that fed on towards that western coast. And amongst that as well, that tornado that ran towards Greymouth and that rainfall pushing up towards the south as well. Now, as we head through the rest of today, Tuesday, we'll find this area of wet weather continues to move northwards. Still a few lightning strikes possible on that as it traverses the North Island, but a lot of the activity will be down in the south. With this area of low pressure, you can see this cloud wrapping around here, some stronger winds and some heavy rainfall still with that as we head through the rest of Tuesday. You can see as we go through the morning time, that rain continues to move across the north. Down south, though, this low, these squeeze of ice bars, those white lines showing some really strong winds around that eastern coast of the South Island, and still some heavy rainfall in towards places like Dunedin and up in towards parts of Canterbury and Otago as well. As we head through the next few days, this area of low pressure will pull away out towards the east and generally some improving weather across the country. But we are still going to find some wet weather as we head through the rest of today, and also some pretty strong winds as well. These red and orange arrows showing the strongest winds wrapping around that low pressure around that eastern coast of the South Island, places like Clutha Coast, Dunedin, and particularly up and towards places like Banksminster could find gusts 120 kilometres an hour, and those winds reaching severe gale force for a time as we head through Tuesday and in towards those early hours of Wednesday morning as well. But let's start off down on the South Island and have a look at the weather in towards places like Otago. We have still got some heavy rain warnings in force just for the final part of the morning in towards those early hours of this afternoon to about 1 o'clock or so. Not huge amounts, 20 to 30 millimetres, but it's on top of the rainfall we've already seen through parts of Dunedin. There's a fair amount of rain for this eastern side of the South Island, and a watch as well for those other parts of Otago until we get to around about midday or so. Not just the wet weather, we've also got that wind warning in place around those eastern parts of the South Island, right the way through until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Those winds still perhaps reaching 120 kilometres an hour in the most exposed parts of that Otago coast. As we head further north, though, we'll find those strong wind warnings and watches last a little bit longer. In fact, for the likes of, say, Banksminster, right the way through to 11 o'clock tonight and down towards the rest of the Canterbury area until around about 9 o'clock as we go through the night time tonight. Those winds still picking up strong southwest, southerlies even, and we will find them reaching even severe gale around the exposed areas, particularly around the coast and in towards places like Banksminster. That's where we're going to find the strongest winds, 120 kilometres an hour as we go through the rest of this afternoon. Like I say, right the way through to around about 11 o'clock tonight. Along with that, we've still got more rain to come. We have still got those heavy rain watches in place, both across the Canterbury High Country and also the Canterbury Plains. As we go through and towards the early part of Wednesday morning, the rain will pull away out towards the east, so clearing the plains last. And we're going to find it takes its time just to clear away from the likes of, say, Banksminster. But there is still more wet weather as we go through the daytime today, and those strong winds as well. So definitely worth keeping up to date with the latest forecast, watches and warnings. You can find all of those at metservice.com.